2. Yo, what up? What's good, everybody? You just now entered into another great episode of the Gas Mask Tribe TV podcast. But yes, of course, this is an audio version, but more uncut, of course. And tonight we are definitely going to deal with the musician world. Yep, we're walking into this new year with a very explosive, agenda now. My job is to really expose this musician world, just to kind of show you guys that it's real life out here for a musician. And of course, today I have the great Rick's Melody on the ones and twos, of course.
On
You
the
know, what I
ones
mean?
and twos.
Everything. You know what I mean? Super producer.
Yeah.
And also a musician. This guy is a great pianist. And of course, he is now, you know what I mean, going to be just giving that expound. He's a pianist. I'm a drummer. So this is going to, you guys are going to get two perspectives tonight as musicians. Another one is this great man is Notice. Of course, he's an artist. Of course, he's an executive behind the board. But, just from an outside and the overseer of what we expect of what musicians should be or look like from a normal eye, Notice is really going to expound on that.
Notice.
The
You get
real
what I
one.
mean? And so, yeah, man, we have Dot should be tuning in a little bit later. He's in another drummer extraordinary, play with T.I. and Tia. What's her name from the who's that
TLC.
group from?
TLC.
TLC.
TLC and just
Snoop.
country guys and big acts. I mean, I'm not even.
Snoop. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even.
Mars.
Right. I suck at introductions,
Nah, you doing good, bro.
He'll be gassing him.
Nah, it's man. Listen, man.
But look, the musician world is something that we really look at, bro. That's where I started from, being a musician, started in my room and bringing it to the stage. And now being older and seeing how the musician world has went up and down and all these whoop wah. Now, damn near 90% of musicians got to turn in producers and shit. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Just to fucking keep a job. You get what I mean? And now it seems as if we had a current way where we had an occurrence where the musician world wasn't getting no love because the whole DJ world started coming in and niggas was starting to take our pockets and shit. So niggas was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then we had to kind of change our maneuvers or whatever. Now it's DJ and Ableton with musicians on the stage now. You know what I mean? So it really kind of really made the musician's job where we're now got to become the fucking computer. And I don't know. I just want to kind of, that was how I feel about it. What do you think?
Right. That's a good perspective too.
Well, that's because everything in the music game is forever changing. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Rick. I mean, now since Notice went. Notice what? How you feel about? I mean, what do you think?
Well, like I said, man, the music game is always changing. I mean, you take it back from where music started with Beethoven and classical music all the way to now. You know what I mean? Where people wasn't even doing auto tune, and now auto tune is just like on every single record. I mean, it's always ever changing. So where DJs wasn't included.
So are you hating on auto tunes? That what you
No. I'm
saying?
saying what I'm simply saying. I would never hate on anything. I'm Noticed, baby. So
right.
I'm just simply stating facts. Like at one point, if auto tune wasn't at all, was included on into the music world like that. Except for a few exceptions of like some greats that really did it. But now, like if you pick up your everyday hip hop track or pop track, you know what I'm saying? It's everywhere. You know what I mean? And it's just an example of how it wasn't really big before, but now it's in the game. You know what I mean?
Rick, what do you feel about that? I mean, that's a great perspective.
I don't know what things, but he touched on he definitely touched on some real great points, man. Like, sometimes it's really how you use what is being a trend or become a trend. It's how you use it. I think that's what we got. I think as musicians, we got to learn how to more, this way, I see you using it like this. but let's use it like for this. You know, don't
Right.
use it as a crutch, as a crutch. Don't use it as, you know, something that could more add on to your entertainment in the sense of staying in the melody with the auto-tune. That'll be great.
Right.
But you know, I mean, you know, those little things, technical things. I think eventually these artists have to have. Sometimes they have the right PR to help them to get the right stage producer that says, you know, let's try to run this rehearsal like this with you actually, you know, using it to, you know, with less and making it add to your the craft. And now you see a lot of these
Okay.
artists have like bands. You know,
Okay,
have the
but
bands, like tight bands
I wanna
to
dig
add
in a
on
little
to
more
that.
deeper though, Rick.
Oh, whatever.
From
I
you
don't care.
as
Okay,
I heard you.
yo, Dot has just entered into the room. Everyone, let's give it up for Dot, everyone.
What up, Doc?
Great.
Yeah.
What up? What up? What up,
What's
man?
going
Hold
on?
on, man. I'm trying to put these earpiece in so I can hear y'all a little better.
Yeah, you gotta put the bottom. You gotta put the bottom of the earrings, bro.
Just put it in a cup. Keep that shit hood.
So Rick, I want you to finish. But go back to as a pianist. You get what I mean? As a pianist,
For me as a pianist or you talking about on stage?
right? And how does and the DJ world, because you're a producer too. You know what I mean?
Oh, it messed up. For sure. It messed up everything. the DJ was literally taking our spot, like as a bringing in the music. It would flush us out, and you know you got to understand, a lot of DJs, a lot of those notes are not tuned notes when they're coming from sample and changing the tune on the DJ, because sometimes they'll play it when you speed it up. If anybody knows about those ones and twos, sometimes when you speed it up, it changes the note, and it'll change the note like on a flat, like literally in between a flat and an actual note. You know, Dot understand, Biz understand, you know, Notice understands. You know, when you change that note and it's not tuned with the keyboard,
everything
do not play.
To interject on that a little bit though, like, hasn't DJ been involved since, like, you know what I mean, since NWA and
they involved, but they were you're right, they were involved, but they weren't the main main dish.
The main course.
When you're serving the crowd, you know, they're not the main. They weren't the main dish, but EDM came into play, and even I would say is rock, alternative rock would start, like, kind of ushered that in, the DJing in, because they were mixed a little bit of hip hop and pop, you know, and then right before pop, like, so that became popular. You know, to having that DJ cutting while the band is playing. You know what I mean? You know, we could name them all right now. Biz, go ahead, start naming them. They started changing that world, and then now the DJs, they just kind of like took over with just EDM, and just, you know, they don't need a band. They just have a full concert with just but
ain't shit like a live band or a live artist, and I think that's what separates the lanes a little bit. No, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I agree with that.
You right. Go ahead, Dot. Go ahead.
I mean, I agree with that live band, man. It just brings just that a whole nother element as far as the show. Like, I feel like you give it, if you throw a concert and people pay that price for a ticket, and they know they got a full live band playing them same hits they hear on the radio, they feel like they got their money's worth, rather than just hearing the DJ. No shade to like DJing, but just like, you know.
Yeah, it is shade. Fuck that. It is shade. I mean,
it's an unmentioned beef. It's like it's a subtle beef.
Because let's be real though, like, because like when Cass is DJing and that specific crowd is coming out there, that crowd is generally there to just be dancing. But when you got a crowd that's out there that's got a DJ, an artist, and a band on there, they out there not only to be dancing, but to see the showmanship, to see the person that's bringing lyrics or bringing the message or whatever the case may be. It's just a whole different symphony. You know what I mean? Now you got an orchestra.
Right.
Okay, I get y'all. Now, I kind of want to switch reels a little bit, and I want to go a little bit deeper into the inside of the booking the shows when when musicians is getting certain gigs, and what is it? Of course, I can be here all night telling my experience on different gigs, but I want to get a more perspective. And me, I've been in more white bands my whole pretty much 80% of my career. I've been in white bands. And that's been different for Rick as a pianist and Dot. You know what I mean? You guys had them both. And for me, the dynamics has been in a more majority white band. I've seen to be the token black guy because I had the soul, I had the image, I had the look, and I sold the
Without a
band.
doubt.
You get what I mean? And that's why I was considered the guy for all these, white bands. I'm not throwing, what I mean? I'm not knocking like,
No, that was the truth.
I mean, and that's really how it is too.
huh?
I say that. I mean, I like, and that's how. I mean, I can only speak from my experience as. I mean, I started being in more white bands since I moved to LA. But I mean, just doing the business side and dealing with the our culture side. On as far as the business and booking gigs, and then playing with the with the white side, or so our Caucasian side. Will I say? You know what I'm saying? We're dealing with them, you know what I'm saying? The business is a little
Hey,
bit
and you know
better.
what it sound like? It sound like you hiding from like Baba or something like Baba.
I don't wanna
He straight
Once you
whispered
say
that
that
shit.
word out loud.
I don't wanna offend any listeners, you know what I'm saying?
Fuck
So
that. I mean, I get it, but you're
Everybody,
right.
hey, whoever's white, they understand they.
Yeah,
right,
they
that's
understand.
a fact, fact. But I'm just saying, like the business with them is a little bit better, and that's how they look at you.
Hey,
We
bro.
are the
Facts.
token. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
Facts.
let
We
me
are
tell you.
the.
Let me tell you,
Speak
bro.
that
Don't
God body
lie, my
shit.
nigga.
Speak that God body
Yeah,
shit.
man. You know what
Don't
I'm saying?
lie.
We are the token. We give them that they be
Yo,
looking for.
listen,
We
man.
give
We
them
are
that.
we are the we are the pulse on everything that what I mean that they play. And come on, we could claim that easy. We could have that talk, but
So check.
yeah, going back to what business. Well,
I've
go
been
ahead,
in
dude.
the bands that I've been in, I've been able to have business good. I've never been fucked over. I'm being straight up. But every time I've like dealt business, with my own, it's always been flimsy. So I get what you're saying, Doc. Like, it's fact. It for some reason the business is smoother, and they're more willing to accept us as the drummer, you know what I mean, or just the pianist. And me, I kind of took it as as a way of or a perspective of because we have more soul. Like a black band wouldn't really give a damn if you black or white. You know what I mean? Just as long as you can play.
Yeah,
You know
facts.
what I mean? But
Yeah.
a white band would be like, nah. I mean, he can't just be a black
You
guy.
don't fit our
Does he have
image.
soul? Does he know how to play?
Right.
You don't fit.
You
Yeah, you
This
don't
nigga
fit our
sound like
image.
he heard about it from 1970s. Do you have soul, brother?
And what they really
No, for real.
they main thing
But you know
they be
what?
like can we want all the gospel licks you guys
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
They be
we
wanting
want
that
the
Yep.
flair.
gospel because it all started in church so they know it, you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
Yep.
mean, so
you're right.
how? I mean, from Rick and Dot perspective, how do y'all like come across? I mean, Rick being a pianist and Dot being a drummer, and then I want to kind of see what notice as far as being a person in the audience and seeing this. I mean, they probably don't give a fuck about none of this shit. You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
But go ahead.
Dude, I
I'll
used
be
to,
honest.
dude,
Like,
My
where,
bad, my bad.
well,
Let me
people that, well,
Rick and then Dot and then notice.
yo, so I think I met, which is ironic because, yeah, the two people on this will attest to this. When we first met Biz, it was through Tiffany.
Right. Right.
And guess where the first time I met Dot?
Where?
Well, we met Dot. Well, it wasn't
Oh,
for Tiffany. It was we met Dot at a gig. So everything we all met through
Right.
gigging,
We got
in
an
LA
audition.
pretty much. And then Biz came in just Biz was a rocker. Biz was a change atmosphere rocker. And it was so rare for me to see that, right? So being a keyboard player
Hold on. Jay, is you talking? Oh, mute your phone, bro.
But being in this game, like when we're meeting other musicians that's on the same page, is hard to find. So when I met the Biz
from another great mother, Dot.
What's good?
How you feel?
Man, I'm good. Can't complain at all.
That's right. You know how people always ask, how you feel? Like, nigga, you know how I feel. I'm good, nigga.
Right. Right.
But yeah, man, for me, it's been that. You know what I mean? Rick is back in. Rick has just dialed back in, everyone. We have Rick on tonight's episode about musicianship. He's a pianist who's played with many numerous of people and a super producer. You can also go check this man's production out and all that great stuff. Look, you got heavy hitters. This is not your normal podcast. We're giving you straight, 15 to 20 years experience about musicianship and production, about this industry this is where we filter out the BS. But being that guy, from you guys' perspective, what was it? Have you ever been that token guy in that band? You know what I mean?
You can go.
Rick.
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead, Doc.
Man, yeah, I can't lie in plenty of bands. Because it's just, and I think what I can say for me, coming up, man, like a lot of people don't know, I was an athlete first, so I turned down sports athletic scholarship to really pursue music. So I take that same competitiveness, you know what I'm saying, to push myself to like be great, you know what I'm saying, and be good at what I do at my craft. So I think the reason why I am that talking a lot of bands, because I kind of want to make sure that shit is together, like we sound good, like, you know what I'm saying. I don't want to get up there and sound like shit. It's like it is a pride thing for me. So I think I like stand out and make myself the talking.
That's dope. I think that's somebody is brushing their teeth.
There you go.
Everybody brushing their teeth? Yeah, gotta clean them things up.
Hey, not even gonna lie, that was me real quick. I just made it. I'm gonna be real. And we ain't bullshitting. I just made it to Vegas, and I was smoking.
Oh, word.
So I'm trying to.
I was like, somebody brushing their
My girl told me my breath stink. Smell like weed. Breath stink.
Hilarious.
That was up.
But you made me want to brush my teeth. I'm like, damn, I want to brush my teeth.
But so are you about to play out there? Oh, you got New Year's to about. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man. I finally got a free day, so just trying to be on the, get that time in.
That's right. Get that cupcake, get that, you know what I mean? Get the pie, man.
You know, right? Because you understand these moments don't come too often.
Thanks. And so for drummers and for musicians who are like, you know what I mean, maybe listening to this podcast, or people who are inspired musicians, you know what I mean? Like, this is how we talk, this is how we get down. It's really like a brotherhood. And a lot of people talk about how there are a lot of cliques in the music industry, but they don't talk about how there's a lot of cliques in the musician world. You get what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
That is a real big thing, man. Like, from no lie, like if I know a few musicians who I fuck with, and I'm not trying to bring a lot of niggas in that crew, you know what I mean? It gets like that. You know what I mean? It gets like on some favoritism shit. You know what I mean?
That's true. I mean, it just it's all. I just started looking at it like it's just a preference, man. You like what you like, and you just rock with who you rock with.
That's fact. That's facts. Well, but what if what you rock with sucks? But you can't. You know what I mean?
Now, you know what I'm saying? That's when it to me that's when it get like, okay, now it's business. I got to do what's gonna get the bag. You know what I'm saying? What's gonna make me get better at my craft. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? You my boy, but you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. That's the hard part, man, of being honest, being that type of honest with somebody you've been rocking with. But it's just like, so it do be like that. Sometimes, some of the homies don't grow like that.
Fact.
So, but man.
And so, just give us a little history, just a small history on, Rick. I want you to kind of follow him, just on a small history of how you became a musician and why you became a musician.
Okay, well, shoot, for me, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. My grandma kind of birthed that, birthed it a little bit, because she used to give me these sticks, these like wooden spoons and like pots and pans and stuff. And I used to she's always be playing like Earth, Wind and Fire and Gap Band and all these old school Isley Brothers, like these old records. And I used to be trying to beat along to
Flip
it.
them.
You know what I'm saying? Then I remember in church, I used to always want to sit in the front row and mimic the drummer.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of would what kind of happened my first time ever getting the show, everybody I can play. I remember the drummer ended up getting off the drum doing service. I don't know what happened, but he got off the drums, and I remember my mama give me that look. I looked at my mama, she was like, she gave me that look. You better not get your ass up there, and I, you know what I'm saying? I jumped on her anyway. You know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck, I'm a chance it. I chanced this ass with me. Got up there and then could barely reach the pedal, but I was keeping the beat, and everybody was looking like, dang, little, you know what I'm saying? Little Rick. My family called me Red. You know what I'm saying? The world called me Dot. My family called me Red. They like, Little Red can play the drums. And it just started from there, you know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, growing up, it kind of got hard because, like I say, I come from a athletic family, so sports was real big, and that was my thing for a minute. So I had to kind of choose. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think I made the best decision ever. You know what I'm saying? Choosing to follow my heart and do music, but that's kind of what birthed it. And it's just like I sacrificed so much, so that's the drive to keep me going.
Right. So is that when you came out to LA?
Yeah, I came out to LA. What kind of helped me come out to LA, man, is this chick from my hometown was like writing for a lot of people. She was writing songs. She wrote a lot of hit songs for like Tamar Braxton. She was writing a lot of stuff for The Game and a lot of other artists. So BT was doing that My Music Matters tour, the same thing J. Cole blew up on. And she was gonna be the artist. So she hit me up. Her mom hit me up and was like, hey, I want to fly you down here. How you play for Sasha? Her name is Sasha Jones. So I want you to play for Sasha. And that's pretty much what moved me out here. But the day I got out here, they BET had canceled the tour. So it was just like, either I'm gonna go back home or I'm gonna stay out here and figure it out. And I was like, shoot, I'm about to figure it out.
Damn.
So yeah.
And then, I mean, how'd you figure it out? Of course, people want to know. How'd you figure it out?
I mean, yeah, I ain't gonna leave it out. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, man. That first year and a half was kind of hard. Thank God I ain't gonna lie. I had a little money saved up. You know what I'm saying? So, but got money saved up, but you ain't got no money coming in. That money going fast. So I was hitting every jam session, like any jam session I heard about, I was there. You know what I'm saying? Because they were doing letting people play, sit in. So I was doing that, you know what I'm saying? Then I slowly started getting gigs. It was some bullshit because it was like the $50, $75, $40, $50. You know what I'm saying? So that market, you know what I'm saying? Then it's just like I got blessed to start meeting the right people along the way. You know what I'm saying? I met, shout out to my guy Freddie Moffitt, you know what I'm saying? And he kind of put me on with a church gig. And you know what I'm saying? Any musician know to have that steady church gig, that's every Sunday you got something coming. Right. So it kind of just picked up there, man, and then I ended up, you know what I'm saying, doing this thing from from Mars and 1500 or nothing, and I ended up winning that competition, and them guys brought me on, and it being magic from there. So it's just like definitely meeting the right people. But it was like putting in the work, trusting the process, not giving up, you know what I'm saying? Not like, oh man, it's hard. I ain't making, you know what I'm saying? Because it didn't happen overnight. I've been out here 6 years. It took like a good 3 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For it all.
And not to cut you off. We just got Notice just tuned in. Notice, how you doing?
What's good, my guy?
What's up, buddy, brother?
Okay, that's what's up. I just want to make sure you're there, and I'll make sure you acknowledge. But yeah, Doc, you're right. You know what I mean? That's a definitely a story, and it definitely takes those moments, because for me it was quite different. But I don't want to get into that right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're right. I want to kind of dish it off to Rick, but I mean, if you want to keep expounding, feel free.
Nah, go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, so for me it's just,
what was your why? What was your why being a musician? And like, you know what I mean? What for? Like, why? Why was your why becoming a musician? What was the why?
My why becoming a musician.
Why become a musician?
A great question, bro. My why was always, that's all I had. I mean, like, really, I mean, music, as far as music, my father was a mechanic, so I didn't do that. Being a plumber, came in by accident, just trying to make some money. It was like it was back in Jersey, trying to, figure out this life thing. Because I didn't really, growing up, it was more like my father was a musician, but it was just like he played the sax, and it was cool. But it was like, all these instruments is just as, I want to play with all these instruments or whatever. So I always had the mindset of songs. It was more so like how to put it together. I was just big on that. Even at a young age, so keyboard came easy because, just nobody played in my keyboard in my family. So I was like, let me play this. And I just started, getting into it with my, having it.
Are your family, not to cut you off, but are your family from another country or so?
My family's is Haitian descent. And, it was just a lot of this style called compa. It was a genre called compa. And then there's another style called zouk. It's a style of play for, where the drums switch up. Zouk is zouk style. A lot of Caribbeans, I can identify with that sound, or Africans can identify with that sound. But zouk, 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 I believe. But Zouk definitely was like, playing that. So it's like, like it's playing like, even when the Latinos play.
Right. It kind of sounds like that. Kind of sound like
it's very close to that. So I saw a lot. I heard a lot of that growing up. But I always wanted to, I grew up in hip hop and R&B, and I'm like, hey, just switch up some of this corny shit. So I just got into just trying to arrange things, because I wanted to evolve the family's sound.
So how was your family dealing with that, though? What was it like, your family dealing with you in music? Like, was it
shit?
Was it like easy?
What's that gonna give you? You better pick up some. You better go. That's the bad mentality. They always thought, I had to, do other things other than music. Yeah, something. Yeah, that generic state of mind of thinking. Just just small-minded. But then now it's different, because they see, this is something that I stuck with, what I mean? Even when I went to doing plumbing and different jobs and stuff like that, I mean, music always called me, back and like, yo. So I just stayed in that state of mind. It is hard, man. It wasn't always easy,
Wow. We're gonna
going
expound on that
through.
a little bit later. Jay, do you have anything you would like to ask questions? Of course, because
I mean, because Rick said that he came from just from trade. You didn't like you didn't like you didn't have no like real motivation like for music. So like for me, I grew up from church. Like, what was your motivation for like for music other than just trying to do something different?
Well, the music was more for me. Music was that's just a part of my. It's just been there, bro. Like it never. That's something that I don't look at as separate motivation. It was just it's something that we did. Like everything was music. Like I want to be effective in the music. Period. You know what I mean? My like I said, they had bands, and my family had bands and Haitian bands, and
Right.
it was just a part of the way we did it. But my mom was more of the religious to go to church. So when I went to church with my mom, it was just the choir was singing. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna try to play that. Go home and practice. Listen to the radio. You know what I mean? Just let me see if I could play this, exact way. So God, playing by ear was one of those things coming up, and then was afraid to start to read, and I didn't get a chance to learn how to read music. I was just playing by ear, and that was another level of my life that I had to accomplish and just understand. Still learning, man. This music thing is a learning thing for me, but
right.
yeah, it's been a ride, man. It's been a journey.
And Dot, as far as being a musician, would you say that would be like yourself too? Was there some shaky grounds between, family and music, or was it like, of course you said that yes, you had some hard times coming to LA and that, there was a lot of growth there, but what type of effect did that take on your
Oh
family?
yeah, it was man. I watched my mama cry hard, tears. Like bro, I had a full ride football scholarship to USC, UCLA, Oklahoma, all these D1 joints, and turned all that shit down for music. Like quit football when I was like, I think my junior year, and it was yeah. So like, and like I say, but my mom still hold the record in track. Like just to show how athletic my family is. I got family in the NFL. Like I really come from that style of family. You know what I'm saying? Either you sing or you're good at sports. So
Hey, that's Oklahoma, bro. That's the real slaves down there, boy. I tell you what, boy, they know how to run, jump over shit.
Hey, you hear me? So
I'm telling you, nigga. Hey, black niggas the only ones can talk about shit like that. You know what I mean? White people can't say no shit like that. We the only ones can talk about like,
right.
Yeah, you West Coast slaves. Y'all don't know shit. All y'all know how to do is fuck with. You know what I mean?
Stop conversation real quick.
It's fucked up though, but
shoot.
My bad.
Nah, you good, but so it just, that was pretty much it. They just didn't see the vision. Like my dad was just like, man, I really wish you keep playing football, blah blah. But he was like, if this really where your heart is at, then all right, you know what I'm saying? Just make me proud. That's all he used to say. Just make me proud. So then, as stuff started going along, and the older I started getting, the more I started really tapping in. Then my mama started kind of seeing it. And then it took my grandpa the longest to like kind of see it because he didn't get it. He didn't get it till I moved to LA, and then he started seeing like, yeah, Dot produced that, but that's Dot playing on Wu. Then he was just like, what? Oh, that's my grandson. Like, then he was like, okay. Then they started seeing the video, and like now, me and my mom, she apologized to me before, like, I'm sorry. I tried to stand in your way from your purpose, like your dream. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Doc, so she cried? You said she cried when she when you really?
When I quit football, man, Tank cried, man. It hurt her heart.
Like, she felt like that was like that was you stopped the main goal.
Yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was pretty good. Like even when I was in middle school, like high school coaches was like going and enrolling me in the schools. And like I'm getting it. I remember my first day of school, I come back, man, bro, I'm about to get in trouble. My mom like, the school done called, talking about you wasn't in class. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I was. But like 3 different football coaches done enrolled me in their schools.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it was just, man. So it was just that was my only struggle, man. Like they didn't see that.
You the ticket, dog. You the ticket, dog.
Man,
They were like, you know what I mean? Like, he about to be the next MF. We about to have the next, you know
man,
what I mean? The next Michael Vick.
I
Like,
love
what's
football.
up?
I ain't gonna lie, I did, bro. But then, like, even when I was talking to my cousin that played in the NFL and all that, they be like, "Do you ever regret it?" I be like, "Hell no." Nah. You see how I can jump up and down, my knees don't hurt, and I can get out here and still, y'all always talking about y'all back. I ain't got to deal with none of that. Like,
that's a fucking great point, bro. That's a great point. You're right. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's a hit and miss. If was it like what's the percentage notice on the getting into the NFL or the NBA? Is it like slim to
that's and that's what I tell everybody. I'm like, I could have went to college and been a star, and then got to the NFL and broke my leg, and never been the same because of one piece of a bone.
Like 20%,
you know what I'm saying? Or even not even being nothing. Like, got to the NFL and being trash. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, who's to say? Or I could even got to college and being trash. Like, who's to say? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was gonna work out.
That's true. So when did it change? You know what I mean? Like, when did it become like, all right, of course, like they start seeing it, but now it's taking off to the way, to the face of, I don't want to make this more of an interview, more of a conversation. Yeah. So, but, okay, I'll put it this way. For me, this is when it changed for me and my family. When they saw that I was doing bigger and better things. You get what I mean? But that's been me my whole life, right? Like, all they know is me doing that. So it wasn't like, oh, is Kenneth going to be a athlete? They were like, this nigga gonna be a drummer. We see this nigga play drum our whole life, right? So they just knew that. But when I started kind of taking off, when they started seeing me on different stages, and they started seeing me away from the family for a long time, you know what I mean? And I would do these long ass tours and shit, and I wouldn't see them for like almost years in a way. You get what I mean? Which I was comfortable with it because that was kind of like something my mom had during the prostitution, because of coming out of foster care. My mom was always away. So I was used to being away. You get what I mean? So it's, I think it's crazy having different life stories of musicians that come from different places and just kind of meet up. But my point is, coming from that perspective of me showing my family, like, this is who I am, to where they start like believing it, was when I was able to kind of show others how to do it. Or they see me come to their town and I'm doing a big show. You get what I mean? And they're like, what the hell?
That's what I was gonna say for me. What made my family really be like, okay, you really doing it, man. I was on a tour. The tour was Ray J, Life Jennings, K Michelle, Little Bootsy, I can't remember this little other chick, Mia J or something like that. And I think that was it. But I was playing for everybody. But the first show was in Oklahoma City. So, and it's like in the major in the stadium, the whole swag. So when I come in, I'm giving my mom and them tickets. They ain't really knowing what to expect, you know what I'm saying? So I'm giving tickets, and they come in there, and it's just like, it's going down. It's just like, it's just like they getting the whole concert, and it's just like my mom was like, "Dang, I'm looking at this. That's my son up there doing that." Like, then even my daddy was like, "Dang, boy," my dad like, "I'm looking at you play on stage, and all I'm doing is remember when you was in the garage beating on them pots and pans." And then I remember you came to me and told me, like, I want to be a drummer. I want to play football no more.
I got a question. This can go like for all everyone. Like, there's, how you get those highs of highs. You know what I mean? You get those times where, what I mean, you're doing really good. Has it ever been a real point where you just was like, I made the wrong decision in music?
Yeah.
Who want to go first?
I go, bro. I can't even lie, bro. I have never, thank God, I can't even say I've never felt that way. Like, I know, bro. I gave up. Right. I was engaged, bro. I was dating a girl that I thought I was gonna be engaged to, and like that was gonna be everything, bro. And she gave me that same ultimatum, like, because I was traveling a lot. She like, you need to choose between your family and your music. And I broke up with her that same day. Like it wasn't even I didn't even think twice about it. That's how I knew. I was like, and I didn't feel bad. That's how I know. They're like, this is what I meant to do. I didn't feel bad.
Hey, Rick, wait, what is it, Rick? Gotta go.
I didn't feel bad at all, too. I was just like, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, do you think that's like a deciding factor for most people, like DJs and artists and stuff like that?
Man, nah, because I think some people because I do think some people do second guess, but I think that's when they get because you really have to trust this process, because it is being a musician. The music world period is ugly, man.
Right.
It's ugly.
You gotta trust the universe and the musician.
That's why I tell everybody, man, stay prayed up, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, whoever you tapped in the universe, stay prayed up to that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, it get ugly. So I mean, I know a lot of people who have. I know a lot of people who moved out here when I did, and they're back home. You know what I'm saying? Gave up. You know what I'm saying? They said the same, like, man, I don't think I made the right decision, and they went back and started doing other stuff. But it was just like, I can't. No, it's like I don't even feel that, and it's like I gave up too much to even think that. Like,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. What about you, Biz?
I'm even doing that, like, bro. I'm doing that shit now. Like, even when I go to like the fast food place, you know, I be a long ass line. You know what I mean? And I like spend all this time in this long ass line. Like, you know what? Let me go. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just stay here. Order my food. I spend all this damn long time in here. You know, I mean, might as well. I ain't about to leave. What the fuck? I spend all like my whole point is like you come out here and you spend all that time and all that pain and all that effort, and you go back.
Yeah,
you get what I mean? It's like, why not?
Yeah, why settle, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that was like, that's my point. Like, my point is like, I don't like sometimes like some people might not have the mental, the actual whereabouts or the actions to put it together, right? You know what I mean? Mental. Like to actually know how. But like, I mean, I've seen Rick. Like, me and Rick, man, we've been in the car fucking making records. You know what I mean? We was in motherfucking back. Come on. We did a whole album in the back.
The second album, I mean,
there's no excuses.
First album.
I mean, but go ahead, Rick. My bad.
No, I mean, listen, I mean, I understand. You know, sometimes, you know, people don't want to talk about the mental capacity of this, just the journey itself.
Right, and that's what I was kind of getting to too.
I think, you know, sometimes I had to learn to be sensitive to the mental aspect, because I was always on the move, going, you know, different cities and different. You know, we all experienced that. So, you know, traveling was never the case. It's the mental of what it is that you're doing, and not giving up on that, on what your purpose. Mm-hmm. Pretty much for me, it was more of not just supposed to be a location, because we traveled with musicians. That's what they call us, right? You know what I mean? So, you know, but it's really about the mental. You know what I mean? About how, you know, to being able to withstand and saying, I'm not gonna throw in the towel. I'm doing this. You know what I mean? Yeah, I may be in a different, you know, situation, band, you know, city, you know what I mean? But, you know, I'm going for, you know, like when Biz tell me his stories, or Doc tell me his stories about their experiences, it's like, damn, like, you know, every musician has that journey. Like, that's why this platform is, I think, is important for them to get the insights.
Hold on.
The insights.
Who's moving around?
The stars, like, you know, going.
Hold on, 1 second. Rick, 1 second. Is something moving around, or like?
Nah, I'm in the quiet.
Okay. But go ahead.
Yeah. So, but I mean, to expound on what, you know, Dad was saying, is just, you know, that journey, man. That journey, some, you know, could take you through loops. It's just who's gonna withstand it. And sometimes I felt, I went through my own little thing. You know what I mean? Just, you know, just mental. You know, just not being able to understand what it is. You know what I mean? And, you know, have my falters, and, my mishaps and my nose and my shutdowns and you know what I mean. Like this ain't cutting it, buddy. Yeah, dude, go back to the lab on that one. Like, you know what I mean. So I mean,
No, I remember that.
but
I remember that.
it's just how you deal with it going
It
forward.
was a hard cookie to swallow. Yeah, that was
and now, Rick, and real quick, is there like somebody or something other than music that's like really influential and like that would just get your mental back on track? Like if you, you know what I mean, if you like ran into those type of situations?
No, it's just getting back into it and going is before I used to it would organically happen like like I said, what got me back into the love of it again because to being in the industry you go from musicians to the production and you had the production in you, but doing it for others where others is I want this type of song, this that and the third and then you getting all these you just whatever system you go in. That's why I don't like this industry. So but I think we're bound to be in the industries now where you have more control of what you put out and this that and the third and you could pretty much the power's back into the artist. So I love it
right
in this era because you could it's not orchestrated by somebody that just because they want the A&R producer to be there instead of this person because they can't really control this person.
Right.
It's a lot of that, so
you got to be a chameleon pretty much, huh?
Like clicks, like Biz was saying, there's a lot of clicks and
a
lot of people are just trying to have their own agenda to whatever that is, or it's just whether it's not enough of what they want in that record or not enough control of that record where they're like, all right, we could have somebody else do it. There's a lot. It's a lot that comes to it. But for me, I had my own times where I'm like, damn, I think I'm fall back on this production thing. And then we just go, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good when it's rigged. I felt like it was rigged. Like, the system is rigged, like anything else. But and then I finally met Biz and kind of, honestly, bro, this guy came to LA, doing some, different bands and gigs and stuff like that, just trying to survive on shit. This nigga Biz just came in, just like, what I mean, just kind of like spark that love again, what I mean, for the music. I always tell him that, and it's an honor. So for me is that I started falling in love with playing and gigging and me, just music and putting a band together. It was like, oh my God, like and then playing it towards the standard of what we want. That's what Biz wanted, like what the artist wanted, as opposed to something orchestrated by a machine.
Right.
No pun intended, get Rage Against the Machine. That's why when he said that's one of his favorite bands, I was like, oh my God.
And I think that's kind of like what Biz mentality is. You got to be a lion in there, like ready to eat anything come your way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the whole message. I think that's the whole message maybe tonight, like about musicianship. And maybe we can kind of transition that into like maybe, a kind of motivational thing in a way. Like you got to be a lion about a lot of shit. Like you got to have a lot of courage in a way. Like there's some things that I ain't gonna lie, because I'm about to go into like the fuckery in the industry. Like niggas
hold on.
Like,
what do you mean by the fuckery?
With.
Oh, it's about to go.
Enlighten me, Biz.
They're about to put
it's about to go down because
pause.
Look, but I'm just saying, like, yes, we can have. We went over the mental, we went over the growth, we went over the family, right? We went over all these things. We spent 30 minutes talking about all that good shit. But this is the fuckery, bro. This is the bullshit that when you get into this shit, you got to deal with the kiss assness, right? So if you want to kiss a lot of ass, you can get on in the industry. You can get on fast. You want to kiss a lot, like that's the secret.
You talking that real
you
talk?
Want to kiss ass? I'm being serious. If you want to get, like, when people ask me, like, a couple of my family members to ask me, oh, Ken, why you ain't big already? Why you ain't woo? Because I don't kiss ass.
You
That's
don't suck a
exactly
nigga.
why.
But that's what the industry wants you to be. That, you know what I mean?
Like, you know too much. Like, when they come across me, they like, yeah, he know too much. Like, this nigga could run his own shit. Even if he tried to fuckery this motherfucker, he will find it and he will fuck us from it because he knows too much. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm just like, just being
You
with
got my
different
wheels
artists on
spinning
the
on that
road,
one.
bro.
I'm like really thinking, like, trying to put it all together in my head. Because the fuckery, when you say the kissing ass or yeah, because you make a lot of sense when it comes down to, like, when somebody wants to deal with it, and like, and you come across like you know everything, because they don't feel like they can make any money, or this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? So I can see how that be, but I don't. It's the other aspect of it, of, you know what I mean, of,
bro, it's a love and hate relationship, right?
That's in any job. You know what I
mean? Look, check this out. You don't. It's just gonna take you a lot longer and harder.
Unless
you ain't gotta do that. You know what I mean? It's just gonna take you a lot longer and harder. So if you're like a motherfucker like me, I go against the grain. So I can smash like I would, like, Dot had kind of tuned out, but if Dot was here, like, he knows this. Like, I would smash. I tell any drummer, I can smash you, bro. You cannot smash me. You know why? Because I have longevity, I have endurance, and I have so much fucking quality. You can't.
He will become the show quickly.
You know what I mean?
He will become the show.
I don't give a fuck how much artillery and shit you have. Dot would tell you, yeah, he's right, because I picked that shit up.
Biz will become the show. Period. It's just natural.
I mean, it is in his name. So I mean,
right.
Look, I'm just saying, like, when even when me and Rick would go do these shows, man, and I would tell this nigga, like, bro, this is fuck. We gonna play churches and shit, right? We gonna be at churches, bro, playing at churches, and I'm like, Rick, this is fucking, like, even if, we getting paid, but the way these niggas is teaching the people, and these people going out here acting like this shit is some real shit, and we like, these niggas is paying us the money that you taking up from your kids' mouth. I go buy weed with it.
Totally. It's a circle of life. You're right. But hit you with some Lion King shit.
No, right. And that's a great. It
is a circle of life.
That's the journey.
But I'm just saying, like, that's what I felt like. And Rick was like, bro, if you always felt like that, why don't you just start your own fucking church? And I'm like, Rick, I ain't trying to start.
Everybody got their own way.
But what I'm saying,
you did start your own church.
Obviously, you did.
You that's the whole point. That's the whole point of what
you did.
That's the whole point. You started your own church.
Right.
It's just not framed like everybody else's church. You ain't on some sucker shit. You know what I mean? You want some. This is my church. Gas mask. Let's go, niggas. That's your church. You know what I mean? They're gonna.
But we should be able to.
So it's a state of mind. It's not a building. You're building a community. When you're building a community, that's what everybody's doing with this. You know, if you want to say, you know, the platforms and different stuff like that, they're building their own community. But you know, your community gonna gravitate to you customly. You know what I mean? Like on some, you know, we're
and it's fucked up when you already know when you fucked over some gurus, like, right? You slapped the shit out of some gurus, and them niggas like, oh, hell no, we ain't gonna accept this shit. We gonna blacklist your ass, motherfucker. You know?
You think that's what happened? Well, I don't. I think it's hard to blacklist.
I'm like, hey,
that's why you cannot blacklist.
I'm just saying, but like, I'm like, nigga, I'm not even whitelisted. Nigga, how the fuck you gotta
you
the fuck?
Blacklist,
you know what I mean? You can't stop white money.
Nigga, I'm the Crayola, nigga. All over the place, nigga. I get all the colorlessness, nigga.
He said all the Crayola.
But you know what I mean? Like, Rick, like, you had your run-ins, you know what I mean? Even like doing this music shit, like, even you on stage working with different people, you work with other people, you've had little
fuckery was
shit.
definitely existed, man. Like it was just, I think, bro. We've been through. I ain't even gonna mention because that's another podcast. But a lot
Go ahead.
just us going through experiences
Walk
with
tuning
just
in a second.
with different type of bands, man. When we had to just like show them that it's not even about what you're doing right now. It's about being effective. You know what I mean? And
Facts.
we
I
had
would
to
say that for sure.
set we had to set that standard for who we were. It didn't matter about what you thought of us. It's a matter about what they thought of us, which is the crowd, or how we killed it. Even when Faith Evans was like, shout out to the artist that we was playing with, and then playing for, and then she's
Right.
like, "That sounded good because we kept it pocket. We was effective. We looked different. We made him sound better than what his statement. We didn't even rehearse it. Well, I will never forget. Playing for right before Faith came on. We played. Pretty much we were that opener, and we had some situations, run-ins with that, and just experiencing that. And I had my own. You had your own individual, experiences, but we understood like how we dealt with it. It's like that was the key of how we dealt with what was thrown at us. You know what I mean? So I think I'm way more proud of that than than us smashing it for real. Like we smashed a couple of spots, but to when we played the one time nightclub, and there was a band that was like a popular band, and we just, bro, we not even smashed, but changed the atmosphere to the point where when we left, the crowd followed. They thought it was done.
I remember when we did a show and I was
done after that. That was the headline.
Remember, I was a little shy though.
Well, that was the headline. I was like, that was crazy.
I mean, we did a show with 1500 and we smashed, and that's all.
Just
Yeah,
different situations.
But hey,
it's just the point was more like, it was like we were effective. You know what I mean? That's effective. Being effective and changing the room was more important to me than anything. Just being effective. You know what I mean?
But you hit something. Effective. I want to kind of switch real about effectiveness. There was a person that was very effective when they came in and when they stayed and they never left. They were still effective till this day. Mm-hmm. Notice, right? This motherfucker, as soon as he came in, he was wrecking shop and he's still wrecking shop. What I mean by that is we would be in the studio and he'd be like, yo, cuz is these niggas putting in on something? Oh, they not? Oh, well then, hey, y'all gotta get, niggas supposed to start paying dues. Da 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 da. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what's so important. And he was on the stage with us, performing at the Viper Room, performing at the Roxy, and all these great places. You know what I mean? But Jay, expound on that. Just that experience of being on the stage.
For me, it's a passion, man. And if you love anything what you do, you're gonna protect it. So, you know what I mean? If anybody or anything is sabotaging it, then you wanna try to, exit those people out, whether they family or not. You know what I mean? Whether they friends, you know what I mean? Just push them over here. No disrespect. You know what I mean? But we got that. This is a business. You know what I mean? Like it lives into your name. You know what I mean? Right. At the end of the day, I think a lot of people get misconstrued with the fact that, the glamour and the lights, the music, the women, the fun time, how it looks, and how we sell this dream. You know what I mean? Because that's all we doing is selling the dream. You know what I mean? We're selling a fantasy. But people don't understand, in order to get a fantasy, to even go to sleep, to get a dream, nigga, you gotta put some work in. You know what I mean? So, and I think a lot of people want to skip that work, you know what I mean, or skip that investment in that time in what you gotta actually do. Most people think that you just go to the studio, you lay lyrics, and that's it, and then there's the party. And that's not you know what I mean? It's like it's a club at the studio. Nah, nigga, it's not. You know what I mean? So, and then I think, when it comes down to it, it just having, one like 2 or more people on board as far as that leadership, and just showing people like, yo, no, regardless of the talent, because I mean, let's be honest. Everyone, a lot of us know people that's around us in our family that has talent. You know what I mean? But are they willing to put that work in? And me being on stage,
Right.
you know what I mean? That was an adrenaline rush for me. Being up with you, Biz, you know what I mean? Working in this studio, I didn't get tired because that was an adrenaline rush for me. That was my high. I didn't need to smoke weed, even though, yeah, that's what we did. I didn't need to drink, even though that's what we did. But it wouldn't slow me down. It wouldn't slow us down. You know what I mean? It was and that comes across in your music.
Right.
And I think, and that's what I call like lazy rappers and shit like that. You know what I mean? They go in there and they want a microwave track. You know what I mean? Like where you just put it instant noodle tracks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where and then don't get me wrong, you still gonna eat, right? Shit was still good, right? At the end of the day, but you know what I mean? But it wasn't some steak, potatoes, and lobster. You know what I mean? It wasn't a main course that somebody's gonna come in and be like, yo, I want that Biz special. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want that rich melody, filet mignon. You know what I mean?
Exclusive.
So,
right. So I mean, even speak about what you just said earlier. Even to speak on just coming up with the value, and it kind of made me lost my train of thought, but you nailed it. No. I mean, but you nailed it. You know what I mean? You really did nail it.
I
we
have
have a few minutes
Biz.
before we head out of here.
Do
But
you think at the state that we're in, the climate that we're in, do you think that's ever gonna come back? As far
good
as
question.
The state of
live show
come back for sure.
So I wanna make sure I state this before y'all hear my reasoning and what I say, so people know that what I'm about to say is very credible because of my experience. I have been performing since I was fucking 12, and I've never stopped performing, and I am 33 of age as we speak. Right, so I've done over hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, close to thousands and thousands of shows. I even had a spur of the moment where I was doing 7 years straight, 250 shows a year.
Well, hold up. You just
so
can't
doing
say,
shows.
Can't let that go by. I know we got like a few minutes more left, but y'all heard the numbers of that?
Right.
Who has that endurance? Like, people don't understand. It's like shooting threes in the gym. Like, you can't just shoot 75,000 shots in the gym and say you tired. Like, you like but go ahead.
Yeah.
Right.
Not shoot layup, just shoot
like
threes.
Nothing. It's nothing. You're like the Steph Curry.
Yeah, man, I would do 7 years straight, man. I would do 7 years straight, man. 250 shows a year. You know what I mean?
As
7
a drummer,
years straight. And you know what I mean? Of course, on a bass as a drummer. But on a basic scale, I was doing, just a normal week on a consistent, year, I was doing over 100 shows to about 120, you know what I mean? That's a normal. That was just normal on a normal basis. So my experience in the show industry is very thick. I've dealt with the sound engineers. I've dealt with the people that was promoting. I dealt with the people that was putting on the show. I've dealt with the people that was producing the fucking show. I've dealt with the fucking artists. I've dealt with all spectrums.
So big. So
networking.
So wait. So when I say what I'm about to say, why the industry is going to come back in the live world. This is why I feel it's going to come back. Why? Because people are out, like people are sunbeams. Now, why would I say sunbeams? People love being under the fucking sun, right? So
talk that guy body shit.
No matter how you look at it, where am I getting to? Like what am I getting to? These are musician terms. These are like how musicians talk. This is the music world talk, right? This is why I feel there's going to be a straight push to push instruments.
Mhm.
I mean, well, musicianship out for open events, not inside events, but open festivals. Watch the game, bro. In about maybe 6
Because
months to a
inside
year.
is
Mark
not
my
going to
words.
be
We will
as
come back to the
lucrative
topic.
because they think it's more. Right.
Yes, yes, it's not gonna be as lucrative because they're gonna have that little scarce problem, right? So
Hey,
it's gonna be
you hear it
outdoors,
first
bro.
on Anchor
Right now,
on
we're gonna have
Gas
the
Mask
biggest
Drop Anchor.
festival.
It's
You
just to have
heard it
that
first.
bull.
That bull.
Still top that book.
We need
I'm
to
telling
tag
you.
that one.
And
That's the tag
Coach,
right there.
you think Coachella is the most, bro, hear me out here. Check this out. Coachella is the #1 biggest grossing festival in the fucking world, bro. It's bigger than
And
Tomorrowland. I
South by
didn't understand.
Southwest shut
I
down
thought
too.
Tomorrowland was bigger. But Tomorrowland in the UK, Tomorrowland in Europe, nigga. I thought that was the biggest one. But no, it's the biggest. Well, I'm sorry. Coachella's the biggest US. I think Tomorrowland may be close to something like that. We gotta look up those numbers, by the way.
You fixed it.
But you mean to tell me a $1 billion gross income ticket sale event planner is just gonna go down?
And you know, a lot of baseball teams are
Shit.
starting to, owners and different owners from different businesses started going into because they could make that money within 3 days. You know what I mean? And they could be make a high volume.
Bro, wait. I'm finna go back. And look,
I want
to go back on the live shit. Look, check this out. When I saw the NBA, right? I saw the NBA do when they was having. They had each chair had a cooler, right? Each chair had a cooler, right? And like for each player, they had their own shit, right? And I'm like, oh shit, this is live shit. This is how live venues are gonna be run. They're going to be little portals, bro. And yes, ticket sales will be higher, but they're going to have portals, bro. They're going to have portals up to about maybe 5,000, maybe 10,000 portals. And these little portals are going to be little chambers where people are going to be able to entertain themselves, bring their family, friends, or whatever, but they're going to be in their own little sections. So we can risk the void of Corona bullshit. Or if you took the vaccine. Now, if you took the vaccine, then we'll all be able to go to the fucking concert. What a coincidence. Fucking crazy, right? But you got to take the vaccine.
That's the cue.
That's another podcast, people.
Hey, Biz, you touched on exactly what I was about to get into, what I was about to ask you. Was like, didn't it open up another avenue, though? Like, for that money? Like, you know what I'm saying? When you said those portals, yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? As far as live is definitely gonna be live, and people yearn for that in person. Right. You know what I mean? Feel. You know that's just human nature. What up?
Hey Jay? Do you think basketball players are gonna have to take the shot?
Already did.
Absolutely,
bro. Do you know it's in the test? The actual whatever they give
they're writing it. They're writing it in.
But anyways, I'm gonna get off this before they.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I can't even.
One or two things is gonna happen. Either they're gonna find the cure all, or it's gonna get to a point to where they're gonna use it to control. So either or.
Why are they making it seem like coronavirus will never go away? Yeah, in the summertime, shit. I mean, come on.
That's what I'm saying. It never went away fully.
You're talking about the actual flu.
I mean, it always come back in the winter.
Yeah,
it would always come back in the winter time or whatever. You get what I mean? Like, okay, everybody start taking your flu shot.
Back to normal. But
not everybody
get
what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
There's some people that came out.
I feel you. No, you're right.
With deformities after taking that first batch of tests.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not going against it.
I'm just saying. We just gotta be a little smart. I don't know anything we're gonna do. A little smart.
Hey, man, we out of here, people. We want to thank y'all for tuning in. This is the Gas Mask Tribe.
Dope.
Yes, this is with Rick and Jay, a.k.a. Notice. We really appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm your host, Biz. Yo, Notice or Jay, Jay or Rick, y'all have anything
Man,
y'all
thanks
want
for
to
having
plug
me,
Thanks for having
brother.
me,
before we
man.
head
Everybody
out?
be safe. You know what I mean? Just big ups because stay close to your family,
Yeah.
man. Stick with the positivity.
All right.
And for all y'all musicians out there who tuned into the podcast to listen, to just kind of smoke a bleezy and just listen to us talk shit and give our experiences and hopefully and bless that this maybe bless your life and steer you guys away from knocking another nigga out at a gig and costing yourself your whole fucking career. You get what I mean? And understand that yes, musicians have anger management, but people don't really know that. You know what I mean?
We'll be all right. We got therapy. Therapy's right back to our music. Love, peace, and soul.
Yeah, I mean, this is but y'all go ahead and enjoy, man. Enjoy your New Year's. If y'all listen to this right now before New Year's, but if you're listening to this after New Year's, happy motherfucking
Fuck
New Year's and
2020.
enjoy
Yes,
the
sir.
motherfucking year 2021,
Yes, sir.
motherfuckers.
Fuck 20, nigga.
Facts.
All right, y'all.
All right, people.